Can you guys hear me? All right, honored guests. Welcome to the 2022 commencement of Clarkson University. I'm supposed to say, please take your seats, but I'm looking around and everyone is nicely seated. We'll begin in a few moments and I'd like to make a few announcements. We ask that the audience please remain seated throughout the ceremony so that all of our guests will be able to see the graduates. Please note that there are emergency exits located at the back of the theater. In the event of an emergency or a fire alarm, the exit doors will be opened. Please proceed quickly and calmly to the nearest emergency exit. I would also like to remind you that there is no smoking permitted anywhere in the theater. As you have seen, a professional photographer will photograph every graduate. And in addition, at this time, we ask that you please silence your cell phones. We'll be starting shortly. Welcome to the commencement of Clarkson University and welcome to the class of 2022. Thomas Kassouf, class of 1974 and chair of the Board of Trustees, will now open our commencement ceremony.
The 2022 Spring Commencement Ceremony and Convocation of Clarkson University is herewith in session. Will Professor Stevenson please come forward and vest the president?
Congratulations. I will now read the land acknowledgement. As Clarkson faculty, staff, and students, we're grateful for the opportunity to meet here, and we thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land before us. We acknowledge we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, the Mohican, and their ancestors. These lands and waterways connect to the vast traditional areas of the Haudenosaunee, the Algonquin, the Huron-Wendat, and the Abenaki peoples. We recognize and deeply appreciate their connection to this place. We also recognize the contributions of the Mohican, Haudenosaunee, and other indigenous peoples have made both in shaping and strengthening this community in particular, and other territories within the country as a whole. These traditional territories were never wholly surrendered and were only claimed by competing French and British crowns and later New York State. As we move forward towards healing past injustices, we must acknowledge the wrongs that have been done and work towards a unified path of coexistence and prosperity. Now, Please rise for the invocation by Dean Michelle Crimmy. Then please remain standing for the singing of America the Beautiful, sung by Emma Manberg.
As we gather here today, may we reflect on and be grateful for our opportunity to celebrate the accomplishments of our graduates together. Let this day be a special moment in our lives, one to remember the hard work and daily sacrifices that lead us to a brighter future. Let us look into the future with optimistic resolve to each do our part to create a peaceful, safe, and healthy world. And let us use our prosperity to better the lives of those around us. May we seek good judgment, guidance, strength, wisdom, and the desire for perpetual learning.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, or amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown the good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. And crown the good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you, Emma. That was beautiful. Please be seated. I now ask Andrew Kaufman to come forward to offer remarks. Andrew is known for his exceptionally strong work ethic and as a leader and strong supporter of his peers in the healthcare management program. I'm truly honored to introduce you to Andrew and to hear his inspiring words.
Thank you. Tomorrow, when you all wake up, you won't be thinking about which assignments are due, which papers are coming up, or which team projects need your attention that day. So please, just take a deep breath and enjoy that moment for as long as it lasts. Because you and I know that it really won't last that long. We're all here because we strive to make something of ourselves. We've pushed ourselves towards a goal of learning more, becoming better prepared, and striving to be our very best. Well done, class of 2022. Our journey's far from over, but consider this moment, this achievement, a stepping stone, a threshold, and a doorway. My name's Andrew, and it's my honor to speak to you all this evening. So what am I doing up here? That's a great question. Hopefully, I'm leaving you with something that you will take along with you long after today. So with that said, let's talk about me for a second, in hopes that my experience will help you realize something about yourselves. I discovered my passion for making a difference at about 12 years old. I overheard the owner of a local pizza restaurant telling his staff that the business was struggling. And I had this crazy idea. I could distribute takeaway menus door to door on my bicycle. And if you could consider all you can eat meatball subs and a few dollars under the table revenue, I had struck gold. That moment sparked an entrepreneurial curiosity. I took on more businesses, and then I started pursuing other interests, like becoming a DJ in college. I ended up co-founding Union College's innovation organization, and even designed my own entrepreneurship degree, which is how I was first introduced to Union Graduate College, now Clarkson University. So what happened after I finished undergrad? Did I go off and change the world? Not as much as I would have liked. Instead, I followed the status quo. I accepted a desk job, rented an apartment, opened a retirement account, and I even joined a gym. I began to forge that path forward, but in doing so, I kind of stopped focusing on my interests and really started focusing on my bills. I put that aspiration of helping other people on the back burner in exchange for some comfort and stability. So really, what reignited that spark, that decision to pursue my MBA in healthcare at Clarkson? Oddly enough, this pandemic. As a marketing consultant in the Boston area, I had worked with Pfizer's clinical research division as they were starting phase 3 clinical trials, human clinical trials of the COVID vaccine. And then I, at the same time, worked with Thermo Scientific, who ultimately was responsible for transporting that vaccine with the refrigeration unit I was working on. And on a more personal note, watching my fiance, an epidemiologist with the Department of Health, kind of navigate the absolute worst moments of the pandemic, I was really exposed to a lot of the challenges, complexities, and shortcomings of our healthcare industry, a sector that's really ripe for change. It was emotional, it was invigorating, and really it was eye-opening. All of these experiences reignited that yearning to make a difference in the lives of others. We're all here today because something reignited that spark in each of us. For me, I want to make a difference in the healthcare space. But for you, well, that's really something only you can decide. Look at the world that we're about to enter. There's a global pandemic, economic disparities, rampant inequality, misinformation everywhere, and a war in Ukraine. The world is an extremely different place than we started this program. And some argue that crisis facilitates change. We certainly have our pick in the crisis department for that. So how can we make a difference in this increasingly complex world? In thinking about that, I put together a list of 10 principles that I really learned when pursuing my degree. Do your work. Actively listen and ensure that you understand what you're hearing. Be confident in your abilities and never afraid to speak up. Challenge the status quo, become an early adopter of change, and help others embrace that change. Recognize that you don't need to please everyone. Never be complacent. And finally, always take the time, find the time, and make the time. As all of you sitting in this room know, choosing Clarkson was easily one of the best decisions we've ever made. Putting aside the accolades and the strength of our nationally recognized programs, Clarkson's different. Have you ever met another team of faculty and staff so dedicated to helping us succeed? I know I certainly haven't. And really, I'm not just saying that because my dad's sitting over there. I do want to take a moment to thank our professors and everyone on Clarkson's team. Thank you all for helping us grow. Thank you for the late night office hours and midnight texts or email responses when we have those last minute questions on the assignments we all procrastinated for far too long. Thank you for pushing us beyond our comfort zones, encouraging us, and empowering us. Thank you all for your mentorship and unmatched dedication to our success. And I also want to take a moment to thank Dr. Huppertz. John, thank you for your guidance and mentorship throughout the years. It's been a privilege to attend your final capstone course this past spring, and I know that I speak for everyone here when I say that you've had an immeasurable impact on all of us. I want to quote Casey Gerald from his 2014 commencement address. "We have work to do, hard work, frightening work, uncertain and unending work, work for which we may not get credit, but work upon which the whole world depends. We are ready, with the love of those who raised us, the lessons of those who taught us, and the strength of those beside us. We are ready to face what lies ahead." Congratulations, everyone. Thank you for letting me speak to you today. And I would now like to introduce President Tony Collins.
Thank you, Andrew. You know, I've noticed over the years that it becomes increasingly more difficult to come down to the CRC commencements because these speakers seem to be more and more eloquent and intelligent, and so I really think that the words that Andrew spoke, I hope they hit a heartstring in you, because they do come from his heart. And you can see that theme going through his life of innovation and entrepreneurship, some adjustments and some changes, and then along came the pandemic, and here you are today. So I think that story is probably true for most of you, and so that leads to my remarks. So thank you, Andrew, for giving me a little chance to be a little eloquent, nothing like you. So congratulations, of course, not just to those that are graduating today, but to the supporters who've gotten to this point, and you know, some of you have got partners and married and even kids and things like that. So it's not an easy journey. So, in talking about partners, the word partner is often used with children when they begin school. A kindergartner cannot take a walk without finding his or her partner. I'm into kindergartners these days. We just have 5 grandchildren, so I'm thinking a lot about that. The partner is a security blanket, the person who cushions insecurities and fears, the person who gives their hand when you fall. At the beach or pool, children are told to swim with a buddy or a partner, someone who is near to you to help if any danger arises. Early on, we recognise that partners are with us to help, support and share our experiences. Life is a vast network of partnerships in which all of us are givers and takers. Partnerships may well shape your career, your personal life, and ultimately define the mark that you leave on the world. It's obvious you're going to partner, Andrew. Today, advanced degrees will be awarded in a variety of seemingly disparate disciplines, from engineering to business and bioethics. Within your disciplines, you will surely find ways to partner with colleagues, as teamwork was inherent in your activities and projects while preparing for your degrees. Within your discipline, you know how to partner. We know that. But I challenge you to keep your minds open to the disciplines outside of your areas. Well, why would you want to do that? Again, Andrew is eloquent in talking about the challenges that this world faces. I don't know, even for as old as some of us are here, and myself included, that we've seen a world so challenged globally everywhere you look. But with challenge comes opportunity. And I suggest that in my challenge to you is to think outside of your discipline wherever and whenever you can. Engineers are working with data scientists, computer scientists partnering with business analysts, bioethicists are teaming up with health scientists. These are the types of partnerships that may lead to ideas and discoveries in your world that have yet to be imagined. Your degree soon may be conferred, and it's going to give you credentials to go well beyond that kindergarten partner that was first assigned to you, and seek out professional partners that will not only support you, but potentially allow you to explore new ideas and to think outside of the box. So, my final challenge today is listen to our keynote speaker. When Clarkson arrived down in here in Schenectady, it was interesting to me that we tumbled upon a gold mine just across the street, Maasai. The innovation and creativity of that location, I think, will be integrally woven into Clarkson's history and future. And so please listen to our keynote speaker in a couple of minutes here, who's an expert on innovation and science. You might realize you have some commonality and a reason to partner, even though your disciplines differ. So please think about, as you advance in your careers, think about pushing yourselves one more time. You've pushed yourselves to this point. Think about pushing one more time outside of your discipline to think how you can partner and improve the world. That's what we're here for. So with that, my own personal congratulations to you again. And that's it from me. So Clarkson also recognizes upon their retirement professors, and we know of one, and academic administrators who have served the university with distinction for a noteworthy period. This year we have 6 such Professor Emeriti to be honoured, representing 162 years of combined service to the institution. Professor John Hubbart's 17 years from the Ray School of Business. John, would you please come up and receive your award? At least the healthcare MBA should stand up and applaud him one more time. Professor Peter Otto, 13 years from the Ray School of Business, unable to attend today's ceremony. Recognised in our May ceremony in Potsdam, Professor Charles Robinson, 16 years and still working in the Electrical Computer Engineering Department. Professor Gary Kelly, 38 years in the Department of Psychology. Professor Hungtao Shen, 38 years in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. Professor S.V. Babu, 40 years in the Department of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering. Please, let's give them all a collective round of applause. And thank you for your service. At Clarkson, our faculty share a passion for both teaching and research excellence. Each year, we recognize our faculty with an award for excellence in research. The John W. Graham Jr. Faculty Research Award is given each year to an untenured faculty member whose work shows great promise, and the award is to be used solely for research purposes. This year's recipient, we're really pleased to say, is Seema Rivera, Associate Professor of STEM Education right here in the Capital Region campus. Seema received her award at the 4 p.m. ceremony today. A round of applause, please, for Seema. And recognized in May in Potsdam, Professor Tom Langen is this year's Distinguished Teaching Award recipient. One more round of applause, please. I think most of us recognize that the last couple of years have been just debilitating, exhausting, hard, and yet we've come out of it, we've emerged out of it, I hope, and think stronger than ever. But to get there, I'd like to recognize our staff. Some are throughout the building that ensured the success of commencement, just as they have helped get through the last couple of years and all the time you've been associated with us. Please give a round of applause to all of our staff. And of course, I would also like to acknowledge our faculty members who are here today. The ones who could not attend have played, and the ones who are not attending have also played a significant role in the education of our students. So could our faculty please rise and get our applause? Faculty. So I will now invite the Dean of the David D. Ray School of Business, Diego Nochetti, to present these student awards. Diego?
Thank you, Tony. I am Diego Nochetti, Interim Dean of the David D. Ray School of Business. On behalf of the Ray School, I will now present 2 awards. The Joseph Finkelstein Award is given to a student of high academic distinction who has demonstrated substantial interest in cross-cultural and international management issues while making significant overall contributions to the David D. Ray School of Business community. The 2022 recipient is Kenya Anderson. Kenya, please applaud. Will Kenya please approach? Is Kenya here? I guess not. Our next award is the Alan C. Hamilton Award, which is for an outstanding student displaying academic achievement and citizenship in the David D. Ray School of Business. Our 2022 recipient is Megan Larry. It is now my honor and pleasure to welcome Dr. Gina C. Gold, PhD, the president of MySci, the Museum of Innovation and Science. Please give a warm Clarkson welcome to Gina.
Whoops. Good evening, everybody. I'm really happy to be here. It's your day. It's graduation day, just not any day, graduation with a master's degree. Did you know that less than 20% of our population get an advanced degree, and only 6% get an advanced degree in STEM? Why? Because it's challenging. Being awarded a graduate degree is a considerable accomplishment. Doing it during a pandemic, inflation, social unrest, and climate change is a hell of an accomplishment. So before I ask you to patiently listen while I, one, thank the pantheon of people I'm supposed to for this honor of being here this evening, and I am very, very honored to be here. And two, with my pearls of wisdom, fled you like the rare birds that you are into a changing world, I'm going to ask you all to stand. You can do it. Thank you. I want you to look at your friends and your colleagues to the right, to the left, behind you, and in front of you. Together, you are a community bonded by the thread that brought you all to Clarkson to pursue this level of learning. You are what you are, plus your dreams and a dash of chance brought you together to learn from one another, to learn from your professors, to learn from your mutually shared experiences navigating your studies, a world gone mad, and for many, a full-time job, a spouse, a house, and children. And you did it with aplomb. So congratulate one another, because like today is their day too. Take a minute, acknowledge, in however manner you are comfortable, a handshake, an elbow bump, a hug, that you are bonded by this journey. You may never get a chance to be in the same room with your fellow graduates again, so please take a couple of minutes to embrace your community, because if nurtured, it will serve you far and well into the future. Okay, you can sit. Thank you for doing that for me. If I may garner a few more minutes, I have a few things I'd like to share with you before you begin your celebrations, and I hope you all came up with what you were doing. First, I want us to reflect together on what makes humans so unique among all life on Earth. As a paleontologist and evolutionary biologist, I could rattle off a whole host of anatomical characteristics or genetic characteristics that differentiate us Homo sapiens from our primate cousins. But for our purposes, what stands out most is that we humans are actively evolving learners and teachers. Don't misunderstand me. Other animals learn and teach. Take your dog or cat, for example. If you have a cat, he or she taught you early on in your relationship that the cat is boss. Conversely, it probably took a while for your dog to learn not to do its business in the house. You get my point? Other animals learn and teach, but we humans have, evolutionarily speaking, catapulted our primitive selves, the Homo habilis, the handyman, who lived in caves, to the uber-wealthy Homo sapiens living in glass houses 123 floors up in a mere 2.4 million years. To put this in perspective, life on Earth is 3.7 billion years old. Our primate cousins have been around for only 65 million years. Homo habilis, our direct ancestor, only 2.4. It's a bloody blip in time. We humans have been on the planet. A bloody blip in time. Fast forward, it took less than 150 years for us to go from living with candle and gas light to Alexa-controlled homes. My grandmother would be 117 now. The Model T, the first mass-produced car, came on the market 3 years after she was born. Over her lifetime, she witnessed horse-drawn buggies morph into spectacular luxury cars of the 50s and the early 60s, because they're not so great today. And the first planes transform into spaceships in less than 60 years. Today, AI is driving our shopping habits, and people are joyriding in space. These are extraordinary times we live in. What was once unimaginable is imaginable. What was once impossible is now possible. Unlike many other animals that have ever lived on Earth, and there have been some pretty extraordinary ones. I don't know, you guys see that recent article about the 30-foot-long pterosaurs that they found in Chile? Think about that for a minute. A flying reptile, 30 feet long. Now that's an engineering feat. Anyway, we humans learn to unveil and harness the secrets of nature. We are very good at seeing pattern in chaos. We collect data, we analyze it, and we come to conclusions. And those conclusions have evolved into what we now call math, physics, chemistry, the natural sciences, engineering, technology, and art. Armed with these concepts, we have created marvels, from the pyramids to the International Space Station. There is no question that you all will push the boundaries of what is possible. Unlike any other graduating class in history, each one of you has the opportunity to change the world in real time. It's very exciting, and I'm very excited for you. That said, I would be remiss if I did not admit that my generation has bequeathed you a sick planet. While we and my forebearers were lighting up the world with technology, we were also changing our atmosphere, much to our chagrin. Even more disheartening, we have known this for quite some time. But humans are humans, and we did not put enough importance on it until it became destructive to our lifestyle, as well as all life on Earth. Now climate change is the elephant in the room, among other things. Those other things won't matter, however, if we don't fix it. We humans can change that trajectory. You all have the capability to make that happen. My advice to you is to do as your deep-time ancestor Homo habilis did for inspiration. Explore nature, the place where we learned the languages of our universe, which are math, physics, and chemistry. Find the exquisite patterns in the chaos of the natural world to guide your design think process. In the Old Testament, Job said, "Speak to the earth, it shall teach thee." This is scripture for a paleontologist like myself. Learn from nature and then share what you learn broadly. Become the teachers my generation should have been. I will close by saying how honored I am to be asked to speak at your graduation and how humbled I am by your accomplishments and dedication. You are the present and the future, and I'm hedging my bets that you will change the course of history for better. Thank you for being patient while I shared my aspirations for you. And thank you to your families and friends and Clarkson faculty and staff for supporting you while you endeavored to realize such a feat. I leave today inspired by you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Gina. Monica Young, President of Clarkson's Alumni Association, will now offer her remarks.
Good evening. As President Collins said, I am the current president of the Clarkson Alumni Association. I'm so glad to be here to welcome all of the graduates into the Clarkson alumni community. I graduated from Clarkson in 2000 with a degree in a bachelor's in mechanical engineering and have been working for a woman-owned engineering firm for about the past 7 years. I know the Clarkson faculty have prepared each of you to be successful in your career, and I'm proud to call you fellow alumni. We have alumni chapters across the country, and our alumni community is welcoming and supportive. Thank you to Andrew Kaufman, who said during his remarks, Clarkson is different. Whether you're moving to a new location or staying local, the Clarkson community is available as a resource, as a collaborator, or as a friend. Please connect with us, and I hope to see you at an event soon.
Thank you, Monica. I always like to be very crystal clear and transparent. I goofed in the last exchange. So we now move, get excited. Everybody get excited. We now move to the principal business of the day. We will now confer the master's degrees. Will the Dean of the Graduate School, Michelle Crimmy, please come forward and present your candidates.
All right, as soon as I find it, you got it. Oh, there it is. All right. Will all the candidates for Master of Science or Advanced Certificate in Business of Energy, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering or Advanced Certificate in Power Systems Engineering, Master of Science in Energy Systems, Master of Science in Engineering and Management Systems, Master of Science in Engineering Management, and Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I am pleased to present on behalf of the faculty the candidates for the degrees of Master of Science or Advanced Certificate in the Business of Energy, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering or Advanced Certificate in Power Systems Engineering, Master of Science in Energy Systems, Master of Science in Engineering and Management Systems, Master of Science in Engineering Management, and Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering. By a vote of the faculty confirmed by a vote of the Board of Trustees, all transcripts reflect completion of requirements for these degrees and all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto.
Please keep standing. Will Associate Professor and Chair of Bioethics, Jane Oppenlander, please come forward and present your candidates.
Will the candidates for the Master of Science in Bioethics and the candidate for Bachelor of Science in Biology please rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I am pleased to present on behalf of the faculty the candidates for the master's degree in Bioethics in the Lewis School of Health Sciences and the Bachelor in Science in Biology in the School of Arts and Sciences.
Keep standing. Will the Dean of the David D. Ray School of Business, Diego Nochetti, please come forward and present your candidates.
Will all the candidates for degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration in Healthcare Management, Master of Science in Clinical Leadership in Medicine, or Master of Science in Healthcare Data Analytics in the David D. Ray School of Business, please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I am pleased to present, on behalf of the faculty, candidates for the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration in Healthcare Management, Master of Science in Clinical Leadership in Medicine, or Master of Science in Healthcare Data Analytics. By vote of the faculty, confirmed by a vote of the Board of Trustees, all transcripts reflect completion of requirements for these degrees and all of the rights and privileges appertaining thereto.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Business Administration or Master of Science, Advanced Certificate, and Bachelor of Science with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and honours which appertain thereto. Congratulations.
I'm so sorry. No, you're good. Will the candidates please come forward as your name is called to receive your diplomas?
Should I go? Jared Signor. Ryan Sprague. Selena Sunita Natram. Timothy James Cleary. Matthew Joseph Duig. Rosa Erendira Peña Trujillo. Pamela Frigerio. Tarashini Venugopal Suresh. Megan Morrissey. Lauren Grimshaw. Andrew Kaufman. Tanya Teresa West. William Warren Ryder. Colin Richard Lesage. Komal Humble. Lauren Dory. Frank Endaveri. Syed Fahimuzaman. Dominique Shirley. Alicia Karen Fassett. Sean Patrick Griffin. Samuel Austin Morrison. Abril Pejuan Martinez. Lauren Pecora. Brandon Smith. Cole DiGiacomo. Christopher John Jupin II. Alexis Marie Hormovatus. Mitchell Braun. Brian Valton. Peter Balcom. Laura M. Roberts. James Charles Craig. Derek Yukun Wang. Arjun Wali. Tiffany Teresa Vembenol. Jessica Siragusa. Akash Cole. Julia Newsom. Erin Marie Broll. Andrew Broll. Ade Muyiwa Ogu Fowora. Megan Elizabeth DeRitter.
I wasn't going to add that this woman started the equestrian club at Clarkson and did a fantastic job.
Abemanu Tripathi. Nina Marie Smith. And Adilawit Solomon Gabraselassie. Congratulations to all of today's graduates.
You can be seated for a second. So, Thank you all, graduates, their guests, faculty, and staff. On behalf of the Clarkson University Board of Trustees, I congratulate the class of 2022. I now hereby declare the 2022 spring commencement ceremonies and the university convocation closed. Please enjoy reception that we have right outside in Robb Alley in the theater's entrance. And to all graduates, good luck, Godspeed.
There was one in Potsdam.
Yeah, she hasn't. You have my phone. Yeah, I do.